Throughout the ages, man has participated in many battles which consist of fists, swords, and other various forms of weaponry. There's really no real justified reason why we fight. Perhaps for the notoriety, or for some, it's the sheer rush of adrenaline that pumps throughout your body. Fighting isn't always about gushing glory, but more so about expression and creativity, and we anime lists have chosen top 10 fighting anime that demonstrate the art in motion. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button for more great content. Number 10. Queen's Blade, Ruro no Senshi. Queen's Blade showcases some really fantastic fight scenes that we'd love to share. The story follows the life of Lena, a nomad warrior who decides to leave her father's heritage behind and to enter the deadly Queen's Blade tournament. Every battle is always different, ranging from oil fighting to the more traditional sword fights. In episode 3, Lena faces a very formidable opponent in a ring full of oil, and she has to prove her strength to the judges in order for her to move on in the tournament. This scene was full of ecchi but also a lot of body slams and headlocks to keep you entertained. We chose this as our 10th spot because Queen's Blade isn't just about the edgy moments that are scattered all throughout the series, but because as the story progresses, so too do the battles that Lena has to overcome. Some of her opponents specialize in extremely powerful magic which can tear the clothes off your body, while others just use their gifted strength to toss their opponents in every direction. Number 9. Terraformers. The story of terraformers revolves around humanoid-type cockroaches who have no mercy towards mankind and only seek to bring pain and suffering to anyone who stands in their way. An elite team of experienced soldiers are sent to Mars to seek out more information pertaining to the roaches, but unfortunately these roaches aren't interested in casual conversation. Terraformers deserves a number 9 spot on our list because of how fast-paced everything is, especially during fight. There are no big swords or towering robots with laser beams, just a team of immensely strong soldiers with the ability to transform and achieve superhuman strength. The battle between Michelle and one of the roaches is simply astounding. This one scene just showed how incredibly strong Michelle was and how effortless she made everything look. The two were locked in hand, with the roach seeming to have the upper hand. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Michelle charges up her power suit, crushing the hands of the roach and unleashing a headbutt so hard it knocks the roach off screen, killing it instantly. Number 8. Bleach. Bleach will always find its way into the hearts of many anime fans because it showed a lot of story and intensity all the way through. The story takes a look at Ichigo as he squares off against enemies twice his size or who wield an incredible amount of power within. This show was more about the magic side of fighting, where every individual was gifted with power-enhancing traits known as Bankai, allowing them to reach a new level of strength in battle. Some powers allowed the user to summon beasts, while others just unlock an immense aura of power that was unstoppable. One great example is Kenpachi, who donned an eye patch that when taken off unlocks his ultimate form, giving him an overwhelming amount of energy. Number 7. Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo stars Mugen, Jin, and Fu, who are on a journey to search for a mysterious individual that Fu is very fond of. Along their path, they come across a lot of obstacles, leading from other samurai to just your typical dirty thieves. Mugen is a vagabond and really has no care for where his life takes him, so long as there's action that comes along with it. These battles are awesome because they take place in unique environments, such as the very traditional styled arched bridge that you'd usually see in Japanese history books. The battle between Mugen and Ukon was fantastic not just because of the location, but because of how natural it looked.
You exceeded my expectations.
There were no magical powers being summoned or powerful technology to overpower the enemy. It was just true, honest, and pure, with every sword swing inching closer to that fatal blow. Number 6. Sengoku Basara. Sengoku Basara has been a very popular franchise due to its deep-rooted history pertaining to the Warring States period in Japan. We thought it fit quite nicely with our top 10 because throughout this entire ordeal, there was nothing but sword fighting at every corner. Masamune was the fearless leader of his clans who made a vow to ensure that his enemies would fall into his sword, so that he could claim power on everyone around him. We really loved the epic battle scene where Sanada and Date squared off against each other because of the difference in skill these two possessed. This show never fails to showcase some incredible battles that would have you sitting on the edge of your seat begging for more. Number 5. 7 Deadly Scenes. 7 Deadly Scenes has so many epic moments where Meliodas and the crew fight it out against the bad guys, and so we'll do our best to narrow it down to the parts that resonated more. When Diane had her hammer stolen by the enemy, a tournament was built in order for her to get it back, which forced both Meliodas and team member Ban to battle it out for the prize. This was one of the finer moments in the anime because we had the pleasure of watching two of the most powerful members of the team square off to see who would stand tall. A flurry of calculated punches were thrown so hard that the ground beneath them started to cave in, and their clothing started to shred off slowly from the intensity. We will not say who won, but the battle itself was just brute strength versus supreme power, and it ended up destroying the entire tournament stage. There are so many incredible scenes that demonstrate magic, swordplay, and hand-to-hand combat that you'll never be bored while watching. Number 4. Akame ga Kill. Akame ga Kill tells the epic story of a team of assassins nicknamed the Night Raid. Akame and her team must uncover the truth behind Prime Minister Ana's plans to bring ruin upon the town and for what reasons. We follow Tatsumi as he is the newest leader of the squad, and so he must go through extreme ordeals in order to discover not only what's transpiring within the empire, but to challenge his own morals and values along his new journey. This show is full of explosive battles that take place in various environments, such as a park, a boat, and on top of buildings. Wherever there's space to unleash your fist of fury, the Night Raid made sure to use every bit of it at their will. Number 3. Attack on Titan. Japan ranked Attack on Titan as one of their top anime for 2013, with popularity going through the roof. The story focuses around a team of soldiers who swore to protect their town from the massive man-eating giants that live just behind the Great Wall. Unfortunately, one of the Titans was able to break through, which caused mass hysteria and prompted the team to head into battle. Eren decides to enlist himself into the Survey Corps so that he can help to combat these deadly humanoids, as more and more giants continue to break through each new barrier. Eren and his team were forced to use risky tactics in order to bring them down, with each fight scene full of intensity as you see soldiers flying through the sky, dismembering limbs using swords and gunplay. If you love a little bit of everything when it comes to hardcore battles, then watch as Eren cuts his opponents down. Number 2. Basilisk. Basilisk takes place in an era where corruption was rising and two warring clans were turning against one another. To obtain a scroll which entails important information, 10 representatives must fight each other to the death in order to possess it. Two of the main leaders of each clan had killed each other, which led everyone to believe that something else had transpired during the ordeal. Iga and Genosuke became the two new leaders of each clan, but more trouble started to brew when rumors began circulating of mistrust among clan members. No one knew of the secret love connection that started, but this would trigger the beginning of massive killings to weed out the truth. What makes each fighting scene more spectacular is that once you start to unravel more of the truths, you begin to realize the intention of each individual and their willingness to survive at all costs. Number 1. Hajime no Ippo. Makunochi was bullied all throughout his school year and was looked down upon from his peers. Due to this misfortune, he was seen as a loner with no one to look up to. That all changed, however, when Makunochi was being bullied under a bridge and an unknown individual came through and knocked every tooth out of each bully, leaving them in dire straits. This was the pivotal moment of Makunochi's life as this hero suddenly became his inspiration to start boxing to protect himself. Hajime no Ippo demonstrates the true art of boxing taken to the next level. You can see the drive, intensity, and passion that Makunochi displays in order to strive for greatness. Let us know your opinion in the comment below and don't forget to subscribe.